Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another one of our... Wait, this isn't a weekly anime video, what the hell is happening? Yeah, so if you couldn't tell, we are currently in between seasons at the moment, which means a whole lot of not quite episode reviews on the channel. That said, I did want to get something to you guys. I do have some plans to talk about shows like Akudama Drive as sort of like a final thoughts on blank. So I do have some videos coming down the pipeline for you, but I figured it's been a while since we did this, so why not do another Q&A video? So I asked you guys today over on both Twitter, at JoJo Talks Too Much, and in our community tab, to fire away some questions, and I will hopefully give you some answers, some burning questions. That said, yeah, I don't know if I'll when the next time we'll do another Q&A video is, so hopefully I get to your question. I got a handful. I'm gonna try to answer them as best I can, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Alright, so Best Boy Kukulin, aka Donwall Reviews, asks, what do you think about Heaven Official's Blessing so far? Honestly, this show is quite the surprise. I have tried getting into Donwall before. Ku has introduced me to shows that I absolutely adore, like Non-Human and All Saint Street, and I really like those. I did try getting into Modao Zushi, or Modao Zushur, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I'm not super sure. I've tried getting into those. It never quite worked out. Like shows like Modao Zushi, and I never quite got into it. Unfortunately, I did my best, didn't quite work out, but on a whim, I decided to check out Heaven Official's Blessing, because I saw a lot of people talking about it on Twitter, and, that piques my interest, so I checked it out, and, oh man, I saw up to, I believe, episode 4, I think? I believe it was episode 4, and damn, I'm here for it. There's still so many mysteries where I am currently. I believe I'm 6 episodes behind. I believe they're up to episode 10 or 11 by the time this video comes out. So I'm definitely far behind. I do have a long way to go yet. I'm not anywhere near done, but I do really dig it. It's sort of I love the main character. I love his two, the two people who he's with. I like the hierarchy of heaven and how that works, and how the humans sort of interact with them, how they have to sort of keep it low key, what is it, the Keyblade 3 or whatever they're called in Kingdom Hearts 3, whatever Sora, Donald, and Goofy call themselves in Kingdom Hearts 3. How they sort of have to work undercover. They can't let the world know who they are. So that's kind of neat. And I'm very curious what the deal is with the main character and that weird mysterious dude who appeared and walked through the forest with him. What's going on there outside of the fact that I assume I'm gonna end up shipping those two before the show is over. But yeah, my thoughts so far, I love it. I gotta finish it soon. I'll probably even make a video on it. So, stay tuned for that. Next up, Lauren asks, how have you liked being the first seasonal anime VTuber / being a VTuber in general? Has anything changed since becoming a VTuber? I love it. That said, there's some people who absolutely hate it. And, to those people, get bent. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have some pushback, right? Some people are like, I don't like it. It's creepy and weird. And there's a certain other seasonal anime YouTuber who professed his displeasure with it. And VTubing in general, and that guy can go to hell, and no offense, but I like it. A lot of other people like VTubing as well. I know tons of creators who are leaning towards the VTuber thing. You wanna know why? Because it's fun. I absolutely love this. I will say, being the first, AniTuber to go full VTuber, I think has come with some disadvantages. Like I said, a lot of people aren't sure what to make of it, because I assume that the VTube community and the anime community were pretty in sync, but there's a lot of people who are just what is this? I don't know what's happening. I'm scared and confused. And then other people are like, yeah, right on, VTuber, sweet, I get it, right? And it's the first party that can be confused and then get angry for some reason. They just are I hate this, and I hate what you're doing, and blah blah blah. I personally think that I've found a really happy medium with the channel now, where I can do the VTubing thing and yet at the exact same time, I'm able to sort of have like the old style with the pictures kind of sliding across the screen, which is the thing that most people came to the channel for, like the chill vibe. I think I've managed to balance that. So I suppose the only thing that's really changed is that like the videos look a little different than they used to, right? We had the old, like the version of the videos that everybody was chill with, but I was sort of getting bored with, which was just like the pictures floating across the screen. I tried doing the gameplay thing, which I really liked, but people weren't really vibing with. So I did the VTubing thing, and thank God I loved it. And a lot of other people did too. Yeah, like I said, you know, you get the people who are like, I hate this and I hate you. And it's like, okay, whatever. But I think the videos have changed in a good, positive way while still maintaining the big structure that like people have come to the channel for. So I think the only thing that's really changed is that the videos are slightly different. Some people say some mean things to me more so than they used to. But hey, if I didn't want people saying mean things to me, I shouldn't have started making content on the internet. Moving on, Queen JT asks, who is your husbando of the year? Ooh, good question. Damn, that is a very good question. Okay, so if we're not including characters who have already been introduced this year, right? Like, just to make it more suitable to 2020, right? Like, characters who specifically have only been introduced in anime form in 2020. If that's who we're going by, Gojo. For sure, Gojo. I had to think about it for a bit, but I think it's either Gojo or Nanami, both from Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm gonna go with them. It might be recency biased on my part, but I do think I'm gonna go with Gojo, or, well, maybe not. Actually, I'm gonna say Gojo just to be safe because he's my boy. I love him. He is top tier husbando material, so I'm gonna go with Gojo. I could end up regretting that. I'm not super sure, but yeah, we're gonna go with Gojo for now. Jiro asks, are there any VTubers you're a fan of? Yes, big time. Okay, so the first VTuber who I ever saw, right? Like the first one who actually brought my attention to it and like whose streams I still watch is Ayumi One-san. I absolutely love Ayumi. I think her streams are super fun. I absolutely love the personality. I love everything about Ayumi. It helps that like I'm a big sucker for the like One-san ara thing, and that's Ayumi to a T. But she introduced me to the whole VTubing thing. I wasn't super sure what it was until I started watching her streams and kind of got an idea of what it was. So Ayumi, definitely like the first and forever a fave. Another big VTuber who I really love is Soya Poya. Absolutely love Soya. I think she's super funny and like just has this really like kinetic energy in her streams where just like I at least constantly feel entertained whenever I'm watching a Soya stream. Just because like she's really funny, the chat's really funny as well, like and welcoming at the same time. Like whenever I pop into a Soya stream, like the chat's always like really engaged and happy and fun, and just the stream has that vibe. Other VTubers, I literally anybody from VShojo, absolutely love the VShojo crew. Anybody from Hololive Myth, love them. Korone, obviously. I believe there's like a new, there's a new zombie VTuber in Hololive, Ollie. I haven't seen Ollie streams. I know everybody just assumes that like us, oh, you're a zombie, you must watch each other. That's zombophobic. Thank you very much. But I haven't seen Ollie streams. I've seen clips. She seems fun. I'll probably get into Ollie later at some point. My big thing, where's all the top tier VTubing husbandos, you know? Like, the only one that I'm really aware of at the moment is maybe like Mary, but we need more. We need more dude VTubers, right? Like, cause I personally want to see more dude VTubers, and I can't be the only one. So if you have any dude VTubers who you want to suggest to me, let me know in the comments. You know, besides me, of course. Fabulous, wonderful me. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. Marshall asks, what's your favorite cake and pie? Okay, well, I have to make a sad confession. Recently was diagnosed with a thing called GERD, G-E-R-D, which basically means there's certain foods that I can't have, and I'm like 1000% sure I can't have cake. But that said, when I liked cake, even then I was never a big fan of cakes. I'm like the opposite of L, where like I'm not a big sweets guy. It's rare for me to find candy or chocolate that I like. which I know some people are like, what? But like, it's true. I'm just not really a big sweets guy. But when it comes to cake, I'd say my favorite cake used to be, I don't know. I'm not, yeah, you know what? Honestly, I don't know if I really had a favorite cake. I'd kind of eat whatever. I think my least favorite was like the triple chocolate cake, just, ugh, gross. That said, I love pie. Pie is the best. And my favorite kind of pie is, of course, pumpkin pie. I was born in October. I'm a zombie, so I love all things spooky. And yeah, pumpkin pie is absolutely fantastic. You put pumpkin in anything, odds are I'm probably gonna like it. So yeah, pumpkin pie, absolute favorite. Love pumpkin pie. 2 pieces. Literally, I love pumpkin pie so much, I'm in pieces. Get it? Patchwork zombie? Oh, that was lame. I'm sorry. I should maybe just end the whole video. But no, I can't end the video here. We still got questions to answer. So, Julie asks, are you going to read God of High School on live stream? If not, that's okay by me. Absolutely not. Listen, first of all, I appreciate you even asking, Julie, because to me that shows you were interested enough in my opinion on the webtoon, and I really appreciate that. Whenever somebody asks me, like, have you read blank? You can ask me, I promise you I'm not gonna be like, how dare you ask me? But it's always gonna be the same answer. It's always gonna be, I appreciate you asking, and I like that you care enough about my opinion to want to know what I think, but the answer is always gonna be no. I don't like reading. I'm that guy. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I find like manga, light novels, webtoons. I grew up reading comic books, so comic books kind of get a pass, but even then, like, I haven't properly read an ongoing in a long time. Like, I'll read I'll read a trade paperback, but it's very rare that I will sit down and read like a comic book lately. Like, so I like, and that was like a great love of mine when I was growing up. And even then, like, I kind of just was reading it as a kid and kind of stopped as I got older. Reading has never been a favorite thing of mine. I've read books, like I have a bookshelf, there's books on it, there's manga on there. The only manga I've ever read was Tokyo Ghoul because the anime adaptation was trash. So Tokyo Ghoul is the only manga I've ever read that actually held my attention the whole way through. And even then, I still wasn't a big fan of the medium, right? The medium is the message, and I don't really vibe with manga that much. I especially don't vibe with light novels. I have the first volume of Shield Hero, and I absolutely despise it. I've read it front to back, hoping it was going to get good. It's really bad. At least for me. You know, this is all my opinion. I'm not a big light novel fan, not a big manga guy, and not really a big webtoon. I did try reading a little bit of the God of High School webtoon, thinking like maybe I will be into it, but I want to read a little bit of it first before I really form an opinion and definitely like commit to reading it on stream. And nah, it's just not for me, guys. I'm really sorry. So anytime you ask me to read something, again, I super appreciate it, but the answer is 9 times out of 10 gonna be no. And the 1 time out of 10 is going to be the Street Fighter Udon comics. Yes, son, I will read that eventually. Moving along, Shonen OG asks, what are you looking forward to most in Dr. Stone Season 2? The Stone Wars. I am looking forward the most, I think, to seeing Taiju and Yuzuriha interact with the village characters, right? Because, like, to me, that's the thing that I'm most interested in seeing. I remember people saying in the comments, and myself included, about how a lot of manga fans were saying that Taiju annoyed them, but a lot of us actually missed him, and like, same, I really miss Taiju, like, a lot. Like, even though I love characters like Chrome, and even Magma by the end, I still felt that energy of Taiju was missing, right? And it's funny because Taiju just seems like ya basic shonen MC, whereas Senku is like the real like X factor in that show. But Taiju's presence, I still felt like it was missing, right? And even Yuzuriha, like, I miss my girl. So I'm really excited. I think of the characters who I want to meet each other the most, I think I really want to see Taiju and Chrome's first interaction. Like, those two in particular, Senku's 2 right-hand man, I want to see them meet, and I'm very, very excited for that. Also, of course, the big reunion between Senku and Tsukasa. I can't wait, man. I absolutely love Dr. Stone. Easily, probably my favorite shonen series in recent memory. I friggin' love it, and there's so much good shonen out right now, but Dr. Stone is definitely up there as one of my favorites. I can't wait to see what we're gonna get in season 2. Next up, Arati asks, how do you feel about the Haikyuu ending? It was phenomenal. Haikyuu had such a good season. This season, To the Top Part 2 was so dope. Inarizaki versus Karasuno, easily probably one of the most hype things we've seen since season 3. Loved it. I love the twins. I love the last lines between them. I'm not going to say it since it's pretty recent, but everything about that finale was hype. It was brilliant. It was emotional. It was just super exciting, and I can't wait to see where we're going to go from here. I'm really excited. Again, y'all know me, not a manga boy, but that said, I'm really, really excited for what they teased the last shot of the episode, you know, like, you know what I'm talking about if you've seen it, is gonna be hella hype. I cannot wait. And the last question of the video is gonna come to us from Jim. They ask, have you ever seen an anime that you disliked, possibly hated, but can still say it's a masterpiece? No. I don't think I've ever seen an anime that I was like, oh, this is the worst thing ever, but it's still a 10 out of 10. I don't think I've ever had that experience. I can think of shows like Dorohedoro, where I just was like, whoa, no, I am not watching this, right? Like, just shows where I'm like, this is not my vibe. I do not understand. I want nothing to do with this. But I can recognize that it's good. That said, I would never, since, like, I don't believe in objectivity at all, like, objectively, well, I shouldn't say at all. There's some objectives, right? Like, what looks good, what doesn't. But even then, that's such a, it's very, like, art is very subjective, so by comparison, anime is incredibly subjective. So to me, my score of a 10 out of 10 means that, like, I would, as an example, right, I would still give Dorohedoro, like, based off, like, the one episode I saw, like, if you were to say, like, judge that one episode, not the series as a whole, just that one episode, I would say it's still, like, a 7, right? Because I can recognize that it's good, but because it doesn't vibe with me, it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 for me. Because that's my opinion, right? Like, I don't think I could ever recognize something as a masterpiece and say that I didn't like it. There's other shows that I can think of, right, where, like, I didn't really vibe with, and this is a big shock, and people still get mad at me, and please don't get mad at me, I'm not saying it's bad. But Violet Evergarden, I didn't really vibe with it, right? Like, just something about it didn't click with me in the same way that Dorohedoro didn't click with me, but for different reasons. Dorohedoro didn't click with me because it was too dark and grim and oh my god. Whereas Violet Evergarden didn't click with me because I didn't really care about anybody, you know what I mean? And I feel bad for saying that because I know some people, like, really connect with those characters, but they just didn't for me. And it's not even that they're bad characters, or it's not even that I think that the show's poorly written or anything like that. It just didn't vibe with me. So, like, I'd give it, like, you know, like a 7 or an 8 because it's still KyoAni and it looks beautiful, but I can't give it that 10 out of 10 because it didn't vibe with me. But with that said, everybody, that is gonna be all of the questions, at least all the ones that I had time for. I definitely had some more I could have gotten to, but we're kind of running overtime here, so sorry about that. Maybe we'll do another Q&A video in the future. I mean, we can make them once a month depending on how this one does, but if this one does poorly, maybe it'll be a while. Maybe it'll be like once a season or something, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to boop that up snoot, share if you care, leave a comment down below, and of course, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, set notifications to all, and let all of AniTube know that you're here. And of course, before we go, as always, I want to give a big, big thank you to the good folks in the T Squadron. Look at these people. Look at all these beautiful names, and hey, if you would like to join these beautiful people, there are now 2 ways to do so. The first is by hitting that Patreon link in the description, and the second is by hitting that join button right beside the sub button to get a badge next to your name, some emotes to spam in the comments, and of course, your name scrolling past the screen here. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and hit that join button or check out the Patreon page. Either way, it is super, super appreciated. Friendly reminder that we are trying to hit 25K before the end of the year. I don't think we're gonna do it. I think we have like a week left to get like 500 subs, so I don't think we're gonna hit it. That said, we did come super close. I think we were only supposed to make like 20K before the end of the year, so the fact that we got so close to 25 Guys, I cannot thank you enough. We've had a crazy year. 2020's definitely had some lows, but you guys have made some of the year pretty damn fun for me, and I have to give you a big thank you for that. So I hope you guys are having a good year. I hope you guys had a good Christmas, and I hope you guys are looking forward to New Year's. Don't forget to join us for the Kotatsu Annie Awards. That's also coming up. New Year's Eve, 8 p.m. on Sunwoo's Twitch channel. We'll tweet about it and make like another announcement video, I'm sure. But yeah, until next time, you stay classy and you wash your dang hands.